Hey there, everyone. Steve Gonza here. Welcome to this Monday night. I've been treating patients all day, so I'm a little scattered, but I wanted to jump on quick and show you guys something. So this is some video I collected today from the clinic. It's part of this upcoming program we have called Need for Speed, where we help people open their stride and break away from shuffling so they can run faster. I want to show you a video of this patient that came in today and the run form that she came in with, because truthfully most runners run like this. And if you've ever seen yourself run, typically I ask, have you ever seen yourself run before I do this? And most people just say, we joke around that they only see themselves when they're looking in like a shop window, and that's not a very good feedback system, and who knows what you're looking at. So I want to share with you this runner because this is how I can tell you most of you run, and it can get you down the road. But if you're looking to hit your goals on race day, there's a better way to do it, and I'm going to show you that now, because if you break away from this, it's just like a whole new world of speed. And if you think about running and you want to get, you train for weeks and months and all this time for a single race, and you get to the race day and you kind of just fall apart in the later part of the race, that's somewhat preventable. Now, it's not preventable if you go out really hard and you way overshoot what your pacing is, but for the smart runners, if you want to run stronger towards the finish of a race, it doesn't matter if it's a 5K, half marathon, full marathon, ultra marathon, a trail, a road race. This stuff is universal. If you can learn what I'm going to, or not do what I'm about to show you, it can make a huge difference. So let me show you this runner, and let me know that's not what we want. That's what we want. Okay, let me know if you guys can see this on your screen, and just type yes in the comments if you can see this as I get started here. So this runner came in, and let's see, I'm just going to play this at normal speed. Actually, this is going to be slowed down a little bit. So this is how most runners get down the road, and there she goes. So I'm just going to play this back in a little bit slower motion, and let's go quarter speed. So here she comes. You can see those low swinging feet, and I want to pause this once she gets to the side, because when you run like this, you really diminish your speed, and I'm going to show you why here in a second. So she's actually got a pretty decent foot strike. You can see she comes through, she goes ahead and she lands, and she doesn't have this big old heel strike where she's completely tapping the brakes. But here's what I want you to focus on, is that when you push off on this foot, right, you're going to want to travel as far as you can this way down the road, right? The problem with shuffling is when you're running slower or you're running as a shuffler, or you're not picking up your feet, you're not finding your figure four position, which I always talk about, is this line gets really dampened down. So I'm going to go ahead and just turn this into something else here. And when she pushes off, we want to see what the travel's like. Now look at the leg that she's picking up in the air. So let's get rid of these things. So her right leg. As this leg swings through, you're going to notice as it comes through, look at how low swinging this foot is, and it's barely getting picked up. The reason why she's doing this is because it's kind of how most people like to run, and they like to work and reach down the road and get as far down the road as they think is possible with a push-off. But when this leg swings really low and you don't find your figure four position, you minimize how far you're going to travel. You actually are getting less distance for every step that you take. So imagine for a second, if you're going to push off and you could add just maybe 1 inch to your stride, 1 inch times 80 steps a minute times 160 if you count both legs, that's the average steps per minute for a runner. 1 inch could be a huge amount of distance that you get on every single step. The nice thing about opening your stride, not overstriding, but opening your stride and running from the hips, is that when you add that distance, it's float time. It's time that you pushed off and you traveled. Runners get hurt when they're on the ground, when their foot's on the ground pulling through, and they slow down when the foot hits the ground. So ideally, you want to maximize your push-off. So what we like our runners to do, and this is what I want to encourage you to learn how to do, and again, if you want to learn more about this, go to openmystride.com. The price is going up on Tuesday night, so depending on when you watch this, the price is going up, and we start on August 4th. But if you watch her push off, if we can teach this runner and teach you all how to effectively drive the knee in a way that allows you to use your hip flexor, use your hamstring, and use the front of your shin, what's going to happen is that leg's going to drive through, and she's going to get more of a figure four position when she's pushing through. Now, this is somewhat speed dependent. We cover this all in the course. But what happens with that drive is you would see this knee come through. You would see the heel fold underneath you. And then most importantly, get rid of these 3 lines, you're going to see her stride lengthen. She's going to push off and travel a lot farther because this knee is going to allow her to travel in her stride. She's going to be generating more force. She's going to be opening her stride. The tricky thing is how do you do this? It's not a butt kick. If you overdrive the knee, you're going to launch yourself up in the air, which is completely wasted. Your goal is to push yourself forward and not push yourself up. So when you're trying to do this, think of the figure 4 position. If you want a little more help, go to the videos. I've been launching videos for the last 3 weeks about how to accomplish this. If you want us to just show you, we have a 4-week course coming up called it's called Need for Speed. If you go to openmystride.com, you can check it out. But here's what you need to know is that later stages in the race, whether you're a shuffler or not, people tend to drift towards a shuffling gait. They like to reach and paw their way through the run, and they like to grab the ground and pull through. If you can transition from the crappy feeling that you have later in a race, again, 5K to ultramarathon, doesn't matter, and you can flip the switch to a run form based mindset, and you realize, okay, if I just do these things and I have this checklist, I can steer my thoughts away from the negative and open my stride back up. And instead of shuffling way to the finish line, you can actually improve your speed. The cool thing about this, because like when someone learns how to run midfoot, there's a progress. Like you can't just go out from a heel strike to midfoot because you just end up pulling your calf or your Achilles. With this, we'll go back to her real quick. And we go to her push off. This cycle of learning your knee drive and learning to drive from the hip, the hamstring, and the front of the shin, notice her foot's lifting off the ground. There's no injury to be had by learning how to drive that knee forward and push through and open up your stride. Because when the foot's off the ground, you're just going against gravity. There's not a lot of extra resistance or anything to that. You just got to learn how to do it. You got to rewire the bad habits, learn the good, and it really happens. Now, here's the one secret I want to lay on you before I close this out, is that if you're going to drive the knee, if you're going to find your figure 4, you need to have the anatomy to do it. Imagine if you want to try to open your stride, but you have these tight muscles or you have weakness that doesn't allow it to fully open. It's not going to be a really effective opening of your stride because you're going to be working against your natural anatomy. So for example, if we have this runner and she has good hip extension, you can see her, let's change this up. She has good hip extension through here. But if you didn't have the hip extension, if this hip couldn't extend, you're tight, you sit all day, and the leg can only get to here, you can't open your stride at all because this leg can't swing backwards. So you need the hip flexibility through here. And then when that leg swings through, and she's not doing it well here because she's shuffling, but when this leg needs to swing through to open that stride, if you don't have the hamstring length on the backside, so if you're a runner with tight hammies, you're again working against your anatomy to do this. The cool thing about Need for Speed, the upcoming program we have, is we're going to give you the exercises, we're going to give you the drills, we're going to give you the training to make this happen. If you don't have the right anatomy, it's just not going to happen for you, and it's probably going to be less efficient, and you're going to get frustrated. So program starts this Sunday. If you're interested, go to openmystride.com and check out Need for Speed. Price is going up tomorrow. Program closes in a couple days. We're going to teach you all you need to know to do this and have the best race that you're about to have in a long time. So go ahead and check out openmystride.com. And now I'm going to shut it down for the night because I've been going since 6 a.m. Hope everyone has a great day and a great night, depending on when you watch this. Openmystride.com to check it out. All right. Bye, guys.